Okay. This thing can pick up audio as well, so maybe let me not make it too loud, no?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Sure. I'm ready when you're ready.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Yeah, sure.
Worry.
Yeah, that.
Okay, firstly, my brother, congratulations for your 30-year goal.
Thank you very much, my man. 3 years of great TV. We'd like to think we've won a couple of awards. We've played some great videos. So I think, working with a great team, Red Pepper as the production company, ETV as a great channel, allowing us to just do our thing. It's been really great, yeah.
That's cool. So the likes of my Pena, DJ Fresh, DJ Spook, Garrett Cliff and yourself have a unique voice or deep. So does that give one an advantage on radio? Also, in your own words, give us 5 things that makes a good radio personality.
Look, I think radio has evolved over the years. It's more about the personality and more just about making announcements. In other words, people want to know what you think about things in the world, more than just about whether you have a great voice or not. The fact that certain DJs have deep voices or whatever you want to call it is purely coincidental. People do want to hear voices that they can connect with, but at the same time, I don't think it's the be-all, end-all. What does it take to be a great radio DJ? You need to be well-spoken in whatever language. Since we're in South Africa, Chief, any one of the 11 official languages, you need to have a good command of the language. In other words, you need to be able to use creative language. You need to have a strong background in current affairs. In other words, you need to know what's going on around the world. By that, I don't mean you need to be the news guy, but you need to know about, what is making news, whether it's in fashion, whether it's in politics, whether it's in music. You need to have a personality. You need to be able to have a certain character, a certain thing about you that makes you appealing enough for people to listen to you. You know what I mean? And ultimately, you need the training. So ideally, whatever radio station you join gets to train you, and then you get to be, hopefully one day, a great radio DJ.
Yeah, man. Which you are on.
Thank you for the compliment, which I have paid you for.
Okay, who would you like to collaborate with in terms of making music?
I still want to do a track with Bumi, who sings on that hit track Wena with Heavy K. I think she's a great singer. I'd still love to work with Cuba. He's a great producer. I would like to work with Heavy K one day. I'm currently doing a song with Soul T and with Roic Deep as well. So current collabos and love to collabos as well. Yeah.
Okay. Outside radio, TV, and DJing, what other projects are you involved in, and what people misunderstood about the professional most of the time?
Well, people think after the radio show you go home and sleep. In an ideal world, maybe 20 years ago, that was the normal thing. But now you can't, because the media industry is so intertwined that it allows you to do so much more than what you do in broadcasting. So I do a lot of voiceovers for radio and television commercials. I host my own parties and events, and all these things take up my time. I do some what people would call charity work, but I just ultimately identify certain needs that people have and I see how I can help. I do a lot of that. A recent project I did, I bought school shoes for a primary school in Brits and spent some time there. And I'm also doing a female DJ search competition, which is going to be starting in October, looking for the next best female DJ. So that is what I'm currently busy with at the moment.
I also saw that on your Facebook page. So a couple of guys don't understand why female.
Well, it's quite simple. We don't have enough popular female DJs. I can say Zinhle Sindo and Miss Cosmo. When I talk about popular, I mean the average Joe will know the name. There may be a lot of female DJs, but not a lot of them are popular, and that's the problem. It's a problem in a world where we are promoting diversity. Everybody needs equal opportunity in South Africa. So if you have the platform and the ability to create an opportunity for other people, do it.
Okay, between radio, DJing and presenting, which one do you think
radio.
is difficult?
Radio.
Why?
Radio is no joke. You need to be a jack of all trades. and a master of some things. I say that because even though it's subject to human error, because it's a human being running the desk, it's a human being speaking, it's a human being formulating an opinion, you still need to be aiming for perfection at all times, and that makes it very difficult. With TV, for example, with Club 808, it's music television. All we do is talk about videos and music. I mean, how hard can that be? On radio, the subject matter is much more broader. You have to talk about the situation in Syria, and you have to talk about Kim Kardashian's sex tape, all in one show, you know what I mean? So there's a lot of diversity involved in the content, which makes it more challenging for you to be clued up on everything.
Oh, okay. Like in terms of radio and TV presenting, like actually your profession, it all comes as a package with fame. If you had the option of cutting out the fame part, would you still have chosen this kind of career? And
look, when I decided to get into this, it was purely because I was interested in the profession, because of the fact that I listened to a lot of radio, and I was always just taken by these people that came on, played great music, and were able to be themselves all at the same time. And I thought, hey, maybe I can do this. And over time, I discovered that I actually have a bigger interest than what I assumed. And that's when I decided to study and do a media studies diploma, majoring in radio and journalism. And then that's where it's at. So for me, like, the fame part was never really something that I prepared myself for. Like, people that work with me will tell you, like, I don't care about the fame. I'm not looking to be noticed. For me, I'm a professional because I went to school for this, and this is my job, and that's what I do. I'm a communicator, and that's my job. The fact that it attracts a lot of attention just happens to be a part of what you do. But if it didn't have the fame, I would still be doing it.
Wow, that's great. Then, like, when DJ Spoo left the profession, you took over. Has that made you feel like you had shoes to fill?
Nah, not at all. Spoo's very different. Spoo is a great. He's been a great radio personality on YFM. He's a great motivation and inspiration to a lot of young people. He certainly played a part in motivating me as well as a YFM DJ. So I don't think it was big shoes to fill. We're very different. I think it was more of a new opportunity for myself, a new opportunity for YFM, a new opportunity for listeners to hear something new and something different. He still calls in on the show. He still listens. So one way or another, Spoo is still a part of the show, whether he likes it or not.
Like, do you feel like they still compare you to him though?
Nah, I don't think so. I think him and I are very different, and I think it's, with all due respect, a very old sort of argument. There have been a lot of DJs that have come before DJs that are currently on that slot, so it's a part of radio. I'm going to leave and someone's going to take over, and I don't want them to be compared to me,
Yeah, like, after a breakfast show right now, so what do you do actually on a daily basis? Just give us your weekly schedule.
Typically, straight after the show, we do a plan for the show for the following day, talk about what we're going to do, and then I go and either do a voiceover, do a meeting, work on a presentation, or meet with my team that helped me build this brand that I'm working on, which is me. And if I'm not doing that, I'll be shooting stuff for 808. If I'm not doing that, I'm organizing events that are coming up soon, and just running my Facebook and Twitter pages and stuff. So all of that combined fills up your whole day, trust me.
Yeah, I know. I suppose it is. I know what you're talking about. So in by using a particular person or someone who's in the field, explain your style of presenting.
It's difficult nowadays to talk about style, especially when you're the presenter. I think academics or other people would be perfect to judge me and say this is his style. I'd like to think that the more diverse you are in terms of your conversation, the better. In other words, the more things you talk about, the more people you appeal to. So that's what I always aim at with how I do my radio. And I just love having fun, and sometimes looking at the brighter side of life, sometimes looking at the humorous side of life. you know, radio is also about escapism, so you need to provide that for people.
Yeah. In since you've been in the entertainment industry for a while now, has your perspective about the industry changed? And what's the most important lesson you've learned?
Okay. Can you pause on that? I need to link.
Okay.
I believe that's the last question, no?
Yeah.
Okay. See, I can feel these things, you know.